Okay. I think we're ready to do this here. Monday Night Raw review, folks. Raw. Same thing, different week, I assume, because it looks like that through most of the time when you watch this show. But there's a couple things, I guess, that was a little bit different on Monday Night Raw tonight. We're going to get into this tonight, October the 5th. So, what do we got going on? But before I do get in the review, I just want to say check out my NXT TakeOver 31 review that I did last night. Talked about the show. I think it went about almost 30 minutes talking about it. Very good show. I recommend checking out the show in general, but still check out the review if you want to know what happened on TakeOver last night. But other than that, we move on into Monday Night Raw. And what do we kick off with Raw, huh? We actually kick off with Raw with what happened last week when Randy Orton went Splinter Cell Assassin's Creed on Legends, on all the Legends last week on Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Christian, and The Big Show. And Orton was sitting in a chair, basically wearing all black. And basically, we now welcome WWE making a murderer the Randy Orton story. That's what it looked like as Randy Orton went to very great detail of how he did not win the WWE title at Clash of Champions, and he was riding the back of an ambulance, and basically describe and how he systematically destroyed all the Legends when he had his night vision goggles on and beat the living hell out of them with a chair or beat them with anything else as they were trying to escape the room fighting through the darkness, which makes him look like a freaking serial killer when you think about it sometimes. But this was a great promo about Orton, but he made sure he told Drew that there's still going to be hell to pay, and still he wants that WWE Championship, which obviously is going to set up into a Hell in a Cell match at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view coming up. So he said this is not over until he says it's over, okay? So that's how he's going, to cement, McIntyre's. Well, how McIntyre said he wants to cement his legacy. His legacy will be waiting for him if he can survive and whatnot. But right after Drew McIntyre entered the room and attacked Orton, he tried to throw a chair at him. McIntyre pretty much started punching him, said you don't know anything about hell. Referees and producers came in and broke it up as Orton got out of Dodge. And, he was in the same room like he was last week in the Legends Lounge. So, Orton basically was at the scene of the crime of what he did last week. But still, great promo from Randy Orton. Next, 6-woman tag match. Asuka, Mandy Rose, and Dana Brooke versus Zelina Vega, Natalya, and Lana. Don't really care about this in general, but I think in my opinion, this is kind of funny. But this has now become a running joke. But right after, Asuka and then won, I think Mandy Rose got the win over Lana. And Natalya was checking on her until Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler came out. And Vega pretty much got out of there. But Nia Jax and Baszler beat up Natalya and Lana. They were going to put Natalya through the table, but Lana stopped her. And for the third time in a row, Lana has been Samoan dropped through the through the announce table. Obviously, this is just a shot at Miro, okay? Man, WWE is not playing no punches. This is almost like a running gag every week now. This is 3 weeks in a row. So, I can Vince like, oh, so your husband want to go on this television show? And he wants me to kiss his ass? He wants to tell me that? You going to be going through a table. Every week. Personally, I think it's funny because I just don't really care about Lana in general. Is it messed up that, the only way they can kind of get back at Rusev is that they just bury his wife out there, which, come on, his wife was never that good anyways in the ring, and we know she's really bad. And, somebody told me tonight that Miro said that his wife loves WWE and everything, which is funny. Think about this, but what would be funny if that what if WWE just kept putting Lana through tables every week until her contract runs out, and then she'll become a free agent, and I'm sure everybody will say she'll go to AEW then. But what if they keep doing that just to take shots at Miro every week? Because this is already going on its third row. Okay, like I said, I don't really have a problem with it because I don't like Lana in general, so this doesn't really affect me that well. But I know why they keep putting her through tables every week. So 3 in a row, folks. Let's see how much Raw can keep this up every week. Maybe if they drafted a SmackDown by Friday, maybe she'll keep going through tables on there. I don't know, but I'm just counting every time she gets put through a table. So yeah, the 6 woman tag, it was whatever. I couldn't have really cared, but I had to say something about this whole Lana, going through tables every week, since this is a this is a running gag, folks. This is a running gag. But what else was on this show? Of course, they have to do something with our Truth 24/7 title. He has to do his own draft, and I think who beat him. What was a janitor? He thought it was Orton, and whoever won got the 24/7 title. Next, Mustafa Ali talking with Ricochet and Cruz. MVP showed up, talking about the whole draft, but we giving you a chance to join the Hurt Business. Cedric turned down a few times also, but he ended up joining. So why don't y'all think about that? Seth Rollins and Murphy came out. Rollins basically was waiting for Murphy to give him the microphone. Rollins was pretty much pissed at Murphy and everything about what was going on. And, Murphy basically told Rollins he wanted to apologize to Aaliyah. But Rollins says, you forget what's going on right here, okay? I saved you. Disciple, Messiah. Messiah, disciple. Messiah, disciple, okay? And then he talked about how, let's talk about all the DMs I went through while you were talking to Aaliyah about your true feelings, which we'll get into that in a second. But Rollins pretty much told Murphy that you need to know where your place is. And who do we have them to go against again? I feel like I've seen before. Dominic and Humberto, which, come on, man, we already know who's going to win this match. Of course, Humberto is going to take the Humberto. Takes the fall again, of course. Dominic, he's gotten better in the ring. Every year, I will say this, Dominic has gotten better more and more that we see him every week. But I do need him to move on from this whole Seth feud, though. But I didn't really even need to see this tag match also because, come on, it's Murphy, folks. Next, Braun Strowman came up. Since Raw Underground was not happening, he wanted to fight anybody tonight, but Adam Pearce said you're not on Raw, but I am going to give you an exhibition match against anybody. Strowman agreed to it. Keith Lee said, sign me up then. So I guess Keith Lee's walking around for challengers now. Then again, it looks like all these SmackDown guys can show up on Raw, but at the same time, we still got to draft this Friday, but this invitational thing just keeps going and going, of course. Next, Rollins basically still pissed at Murphy, saying, I'm not apologizing for anything. But Rollins says, I want an apology in the next hour, and you know where to find me. So there's a timer for that. Kevin Owens then came out for the Kevin Owens show. Talked about what happened on SmackDown last Friday, and talked about how when the Fiend touches you, you change. But he wanted Wyatt out here right now. Owen said, I'm already dealing with the Fiend. I'm dealing with Aleister Black. Who's next? The Brood, the Ministry of Darkness, all these dark souls and everything. Come on, who's next? Who's next? But the Firefly Funhouse happened. Bray Wyatt said hello to everybody on Monday Night Raw, and it's nice to have it's nice that you have me on your show, Kevin. And talk about, the friends he has. We want to make some new friends. And, we can throw some ball, finger paint, bury a body in the woods with some friends. I'm sure we've all done that before. But Wyatt went on to talk about, he had a song about friendship, and then they all started singing, friends, how many does have them? Friends, I can't use this beat or I'll get sued. Friends, there's a thing called copyright. Friends, this song was in the 80s. Friends. Or maybe I am wrong. Okay, I'm done with that. But, yeah, Wyatt, though, he basically talked about, as the public was singing, I know the rabbit was killed again by Mercy the Buzzard, of course, because, one way or another, we got to kill the rambling rabbit, folks. He's like Kenny from South Park, which I have yet to watch that pandemic special. I really need to go look at that episode when I get the chance, because I heard it was really funny. But Kevin Owens said that Bray Wyatt was a demented Mr. Rogers reboot, and he went on to tell Wyatt, you know who doesn't like bullies? I don't like him either. And Wyatt basically told Owens that, listen, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into, but this Friday on SmackDown, you will know. But Wyatt said to, bye to everybody and tell Owens, to consider this a warning because that's what friends are for. But Owen says, you know what? I'm not going to wait for this. I'm coming after you right now. But before he can even get up the ramp, Aleister Black attacked and hit him with a black mass. So I don't know what Kevin Owens is dealing with right now. One minute he's got one with a feud with Aleister Black. Now he's in this feud with Wyatt, which I still believe this guy's going to draft to SmackDown. But I don't know what's going on with this right now. But something's coming from this I'm trying to figure out. Drew McIntyre cut a promo in the back talking about Randy Orton, that he's going to get his hands on him like he did earlier in the night. Braun Strowman went against Keith Lee in an exhibition match, which it does not count as a win or loss since it's an exhibition, but I can't say this as much as a match because it ended in a count out, which Strowman ended up, pushing Keith Lee through the barricade, but Keith Lee got up. He went back after Strowman, knocked him into the LED board, and then charged the Strowman to the ground, which I will say these two giants beat the living dog crap out of each other. That was really good, honestly. I don't know when that match will happen with Strowman and Keith Lee, but I did like that brawl, though, just because they went around destroying shit like two giant monsters out there killing each other, which was insane. So that was not bad. We got another Bianca Belair video, the EST, which I guess she was playing, a game of questions, but she is the smartest also, which some believe this is almost like Mr. Perfect vignettes about being perfect, but, she is the EST, so, the greatest, the fastest, the strongest, smartest, or whatever you can rhyme with in the end with the EST, okay? So, they are doing good with these Bianca videos. Of course, they have to have some 24/7 title with Gulak, Truth, and Tozawa in a trash can. I have nothing really to say about this. MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin were out there to Hurt Business as they talked about, once again, that last week they weren't really beaten by Cruz and them last week, but, they got a win, but this is not over. And they said, Retribution can wear their mask and try to scare people, but, the Hurt Business, what nightmares are made of, T-Bar or T-Bag as he called them, the description fits, and we are the nightmares around here. But Cruz, Ricochet, and Ali came out then talking about MVP, and Ricochet pretty much have an answer. He said no and made a LeBron James joke, and Ricochet is just god-awful on the mic, and MVP says, y'all about to find out this business gonna get some hurt for y'all, alright? So, once again, we see, I'm just sick of this feud in this match. I'm sick of this it's like if it's a 6-man, 8-man, tag team, same thing, different week. It's the Hurt Business versus either Cruz, Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, however you want to put the combination in. That's what it has to do with this, okay? I don't really care about this tag match nor 50-50 booking at this point. I'm just sick of this feud, okay? Lashley and Benjamin won. That's all you need to know. Lashley, put the Hurt Lock in, okay? Aaliyah and Murphy were in the back. She said she's been looking for him all night. Murphy said, he was just going to apologize to Rollins, but she says, you really considering doing that? You're better than this. And Murphy pretty much did not know what to do before all this. Next after that, Hurt Business were still walking through the back. Mustafa Ali challenged MVP later on the night. Why? But we'll get into that in a second. Seth Rollins then came out. I guess for this whole apology thing. Rollins was waiting for the apology. Murphy came out then. And, we've had an hour to think about this. And he had his arms folded. Rollins says, I suggest you apologize. But, Murphy says, you need to apologize to Aaliyah. And, Rollins says, we need to do this for the greater good. I picked you up from obscurity and everything. So I need you to apologize. And it shouldn't be that difficult. And he grabbed them. And I'm going to make you, and I can break you also. Murphy and Rollins started to brawl in. They got a kendo stick involved, which I feel like I've seen kendo sticks so many times in this feud. It makes no sense. Murphy started beating Seth with the kendo stick, saying apologize to Aaliyah. And Murphy says, hurry up. But Rollins, he says, okay, I'm going to apologize. But when he got up, of course, he went for the eyes and took the kendo stick and beat Murphy with it. Aaliyah came out and stopped Murphy from getting beat up. Like he's had enough. But Dominic Ray and them all came out, and his wife pretty much went to check Aaliyah, as I said, stop looking back at Murphy and everything, and they're just questioning why you still around him and whatnot. And he says, what are you thinking? Which, yeah, I'd look at this feud at this point. I don't know where this is going to keep going. Like I said last week, especially to Aaliyah and Murphy thing. So what, is he going to hit that? Yes or no? Is he going to fuck her or not? It's either A or B at this point. I don't really know. And, I've already spoke on it last week, so I don't really need to say anything. But my co-host does send a message to me, and he wanted me to give this message out. I know he's not on here to do a review, and maybe one day we will do another double review. But he just wanted to give a big fuck you to all the people that do not like this Murphy and Aaliyah storyline. Okay, so I've already, which is funny because I already said most of what I kind of said what he's saying last week. So he just wanted to give that message, and I said I will put it out there for him. So maybe one day we'll have Kyle back on the show, and we will give his full opinion on that when given the chance. Okay, like I said before, she's over 18, so I ain't worried about it. So it's legal, don't really bother me. And I'm sure other people I know don't really bother them either. But I just want Seth and them to move on to a different feud, which I feel like Seth maybe even drafted to SmackDown. Maybe. I'm thinking he may be drafted to SmackDown, but we'll see what comes from that. Okay? But, yeah, other than that segment, and I'm sure it's going to be Murphy and Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell, which I think that would be a great match, too, so watch out for that. Next, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax against the Riot Squad for the tag titles. I have not really much to say about this. Just Baszler and Nia Jax won. Baszler got the submission in. Match was okay. I couldn't really care much about this six women, but the tag team titles, I just really didn't care that much. Street Profits on the back kind of promo about what Randy Orton did last week and that they won all the smoke. They're ready. I can't do what Montez Ford does, but I like when he does that. Mustafa Ali went against MVP. I'm sick of this feud. But as this match went on, next thing you know, the lights start going out. It was Retribution. MVP says, you with us in that to fight Retribution. Basically, Ali said he was on their side. And next thing you know, Ali got out the ring and he went up to T-Bar and Mace and said, get him. And I guess Ali just controlled the Retribution guys to beat up the Hurt Business. And as Ali got back in the ring, he put his hand up. So apparently he is now the leader to Retribution then, which, number one, I'm glad they're doing something with Mustafa Ali because this guy's been underutilized big time. And I guess they found a way in making him the leader. But even my friend Steven said something tonight. This is like Drake Maverick pretty much being in charge of AOP. Why were all these big guys like, Dijak and Martinez and, Slapjack, why are these big guys listening to this small guy for? Now, I don't know where this is going to go with Mustafa Ali being the leader. I'll admit I was surprised because I didn't really see that coming. That was actually kind of surprising. I'm like, really? He's the leader now? I thought he was just in the group, but then I guess, oh wait, he's controlling them. So he is now the leader of Retribution. I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm glad this guy turned heel because it's better than losing along with Cruz and Ricochet every week. And I don't know if they're going to keep going against the Hurt Business and that, but this is an interesting move that Mustafa Ali is with them. Like I said, this guy probably just cut a promo, said I was cast aside, blah, 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 and everything. So I could see that happening. But I did like this move, though. This is something I actually did like tonight, but like somebody told me, it's like Matt, Spud there, leading AOP. Why should these big guys listen to the small guy for? But in the main event, though, we got Drew McIntyre and Street Profits versus Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Dolph Ziggler, which probably was the best thing out of the entire night. The match, I should say. The six-man, basically, of course, turned to a lot of finishes at the end. But Orton did hit the RKO on Drew McIntyre and pinned him. So a good six-man, which of course does lead into Hell in a Cell coming on later this month. Okay, so get ready for that. But looking at Raw tonight, the only thing I can really say that was good was the reveal of Retribution's leader being Mustafa Ali, and the main event was okay. I didn't like the Drew and Randy stuff. I like mostly. Everything else was just kind of whatever. Like Murphy and Seth kind of having a big brawl. That wasn't bad, but at the same time, I'm sick of this feud too. But I still think they'll have a good match if it goes to the pay-per-view. Trying to see, was there really anything else good on this show? Because it honestly wasn't. Maybe the Kevin Owens thing, but I'm not even sure on that right now. But yeah, everything else is just bad. But I still laugh with the Lana going through the table thing, okay? But other than that, that's my review of Monday Night Raw. Follow me on Twitter at Hoodie890. Comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about the show. Tell me what you think about any other video online. Check out my NXT TakeOver 31 review that is uploaded right now online from last night. So yeah, that's all I really got to say about Monday Night Raw. What do you like it and that? I don't really know. Like I said, I can only name like 2 good things from this show, and everything was mostly just sucked on here, okay? So, like I said, Mustafa Ali being the leader of Retribution, that was actually a nice surprise, okay? But other than that, I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Peace. We'll see you tomorrow night for an Impact review. Out.